from Trevor Chelsea, and also the video you see on the second video. The history makers continue their unbeaten run. 47 games unbeaten. To sports on Trust TV. We will look at that result and the Europa League results and the Conference League result and then the EPL game. Chelsea, I know a lot of Chelsea fans out there are smiling. I am Emmanuel Fashion. Say welcome to the show. Let's begin from the home front. Let's begin from where let's say all of the Ijaw nation are happy that their son is now the Super Eagles head coach. You know the person I'm talking about, that is Finidi George, where Governor Dri has actually applauded that move by the NFF, naming Finidi George as the Super Eagles head coach, who will be in charge of the Super Eagles from now on, and he will be there when we will take on the Bafana Bafana of South Africa and Benin Republic in the World Cup 2026 World Cup qualifiers. So Governor Diri has applauded this move by the NFF and now seeing Finidi George as the Super Eagles head coach. I don't know if Isaac Omidiji is ready to join up on the show this morning to look at this and other story. All right, Isaac, welcome to the show. Welcome to 360 Sports. For Governor Diri, I know all of the Ijaw nation are happy that their son is now the new Super Eagles head coach.
Good morning, Emmanuel, and thank you for having me this beautiful morning. I think not just Governor Diri, so many other people that believe that Finidi George has all it takes to succeed are also happy. And if you look at the fact that this young man has been in the EPL for about 2 years or plus, he has won the EPL in his first 2 seasons. He would have been probably in a better position to win it again this season, but I don't see that happening because of Rangers International and the 2-point deductions recently. On the continent, he has not done well, to be sincere. But the fact is, he has been with Jose Peseiro, so he has been with his team for over 20 months, and he has handled them in 2 friendly matches. One good result, one bad result. It was also a bad performance. We have to be sincere with that. However, the fact is, even if you have 60 coaches who have applied, shortlisted, one must be picked. And that one that has been picked is Finidi George. So what is now left for us is to stop the media propaganda, the media war, the unnecessary jibes, the unnecessary belittling, and support this guy. That is what it takes. If we give him the right support, the NFF supports him, and he didn't succeed. That is to his own pedigree. You know, it's his CV that he's talking about. So let's give Finidi George a chance. I believe that indigenous coaches should be given a chance. And this is one that should be given the chance. And I'm very happy that he has been given that opportunity to lead the Super Eagles. Let's not see what he's going to do. If he didn't perform well, we'll call him out. We'll say, yes, he's not done well. But he has not even started. We have already castigated him. We've already named him on the cross of Calvary. That is not fair enough.
That is not fair, but I love what the job people are doing. They're actually rallying around their son, giving him all the words of encouragement as it stands right now. And we also expect every other person, every other Nigerian to also do the same for Coach Finidi George to see how he can steer the ship at least to the shore. And that shore is Super Eagles lifting the Nations Cup and probably getting to the World Cup final in 2026. All right, let's leave that story and go straight to France, where our own Super Falcons player. The good thing is all of our stars in Europe are actually holding their own when it comes to one award or the other, and I'm happy for this player, Chiamaka Nnadozie, this time around. Just days ago, she won the Best Goalkeeper Award, that's D1 Crema Award in the Feminine Women's League, that is in France. And now she's up for another award again, where she has been nominated in the National Union of Professional Footballers, UNFP Goalkeeper of the Year Award in France. And for Chiamaka Nnadozie, woman goalkeeper in France, in Europe this season, she saved 7 penalties. Massive record, big one for Chiamaka Nnadozie. And now she is also nominated for this award. That's the Professional Union of Professional Footballers Association there in France. Alongside, as you can see on your screen, we have Melanie Chavas, who played for Bordeaux, and we have Christiane Endler, who also competed against her in the Best Goalkeeper of the Year. We have Kosti Moric, and we have Chiamaka Nnadozie and Barbora Vikova, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. Isaac, I believe she is up against a very strong other competition against these players you're seeing on the screen. But as it stands right now, I believe at the end of the day, Chiamaka Nnadozie will also still scoop this award. She will bring this award home. She is currently African #1 goalkeeper woman player after the CAF Awards that happened in Marrakech, Morocco.
And looking at the fact that this is a player that didn't start as a goalkeeper and now has become one of the hosts of the world, one of the best in the world. So for Chiamaka, it's just her and against the world. She's really awarded and she's really doing very well. To have won that particular best goalkeeper in France is not even news. Apart from saving 7 penalties in the French league, look at her exploits at the group stage and even subsequent stages of the Champions League before our club was sent packing. So that this lady is not just a few performances have not been, something you should doubt. But listing her alongside bigger and bigger and tough opponents also will show the kind of strength, and she has. So let's see where she lies. But I think she will still scoop this. My only worry is that she might not be, nominated for best goalkeeper in the Champions League at the end of the day because of our club not going that far. If she has gone probably to the semi-finals of the Women Champions League, this lady will have been up there also competing for that. So I'm very happy for her. And as Nigerians, we should be happy that our own are holding their own tight and up in wherever they are. It's just from Belgium to Germany to England, in the championship, in the EPL, in women football, in male football, we are dominating and we're doing very well. I'm happy.
Okay, we are also happy. I'm happy from Trust TV. We are also happy for Chiamaka Nnadozie, who has been nominated for this particular award in France. Let's see, definitely at the end of the day, if she's going to bring this one home. Like Isaac, like you opined, if probably, maybe, just maybe, when the list of the best goalkeeper for the UEFA Women's Champions League comes out, Chiamaka Nnadozie name might be there, and maybe she might just make the final list of the nominees at the end when they streamline those names. But congratulations for that award for the best goalkeeper of the season, and now she's up for another one. All right, let's come back home and quickly look at this one. We are going to look at the President Federations Cup. The name has just been christened of recently from ITO Cup to President Federations Cup. We have some results of some games that were played yesterday. Games will also continue today in all of the centers that has been assigned to the various clubs in Nigeria that are partaking. It is the round of 64 for the men, while the women is playing the round of 32. So 32 teams will bow out from this round, and then 32 teams will make it to the next round. And from there, they will just be playing each other. Is one game, and if you lose, you are out. We have some of the results. Kano Pillars and Enugu Rangers played at the Buhari Township Stadium here in Abuja. It was 1-1 at the end of the regulation time. And for Kano Pillars, they won 6-5 on penalties. Niger Tornadoes beat their own junior team, that is Niger Tornadoes Feeders, 3-1 at the Area 3 playground here in Abuja. And then Abia Warriors against Ilaje FC, it was 4-2 in favor of Abia Warriors, and FC1 Rocket trash Iburuja FC 5-0, the biggest win of the round of 64 for yesterday's games. So we had other games that will continue today, and definitely we will be bringing you those results. Quickly, Isaac, Enugu Rangers is out of the Federations Cup. 6-5 penalties they lost to Kano Pillars, and it was the biggest game of the round of 64 for the President FA Cup here in Nigeria.
Yes, the biggest game, because considering the pedigree of the two sides, they are EPL sides, and they are two strong sides. However, the club leading the MPFL rather, have to go. I told you that the form in the MPFL, when we're talking about this draw, looking at this draw ahead of the games, that the form of the MPFL doesn't doesn't automatically transform to the form in the FA Cup, and we've seen that in Kano Pillars defeating Rangers for 6-5 on penalties. And you also know that this competition, some of this club side don't use their main players. Yes, that is just a fact. Some of them don't probably use their best 11. They allow some of their fringe players to come and play this. And for Tornadoes and its feeder team, the feeder team went ahead. Luckily for the big boys, that is the bigger team, Niger Tornadoes, they came back and won 3-1. Yeah. Also, the Loring Emmanuel Enyimba have to rely on penalty to beat Warinja FC. It ended 1-1. I was wondering which club is Warinja that held Enyimba to a 1-1 draw in regulation time. But at the end of the fixture, Enyimba triumphed by winning by on penalties. So it's good that the FA Cup is giving us tough results, and it's not making it so easy for the so-called big boys in the NPFL.
Yes, it's not that easy for the big boys. For Enyimba, Warinja FC had to hold them to a 1-1 draw and went straight to penalties before Enyimba was able to get the better side of Warinja FC, as they are called. All right, let's go straight to the EPL. That's the English Premier League. Last night at Stamford Bridge, one team stood high and one team just coasted home with the 3 points, and they were smiling. The bridge has fallen for so long, but yesterday they just have to bridge that. They just have to build it back and get the better of Tottenham Hotspur in the London derby. Chelsea against Spurs in that game was a good one, as Chelsea beat Spurs in the London derby. Goals from Nicholas Jackson and Trevor Chalobah. Trevor Chalobah put them ahead before Jackson nodded in the second one from Cole Palmer's free kick that rattled the crossbar before he was able to put it back into the net. Beautiful header from Nicholas Jackson, and I had to throw a jab to a Chelsea fan that the guy has barbed his hair, and now he's at least his goal scoring sense is back with him. That's Nicholas Jackson. And it was a good one for Chelsea after so much trouble, where they received the bashing of their life from the hands of Arsenal, and they just need to make a statement, and it was a good one that it's a London derby. They lost to Arsenal, another London derby again. They say no, we're not going to lose. 2 goals against Spurs on the night that Ange Postecoglou was left ranting and was asking some questions. This is not the kind of team I really want to handle. Isaac, it's not a surprising result to me, though, because Chelsea knows how to play some of this London derby, most especially against Tottenham Hotspur.
Well, the reason why it is not a surprise to me is that Tottenham recently have not been doing well. I think they've won just 2 matches in the last 8. Not a good one for them. And according to their manager, they don't have the belief and they don't have the confidence. So for a team that started the season high, playing wonderful, great, beautiful football, beating teams left and right, and towards the end, they no longer find their mojo. And for Chelsea, it didn't really confirm anything like probably maybe they are back, because this same team can falter even the next game. They are not consistent. If you're looking for some of the most inconsistent teams in the EPL, you go for Manchester United, you go for Chelsea, and now you're talking about a club like Tottenham coming to the fray. So, and that result also helped Aston Villa, in one way or the other, because it also boosted their Champions League run, because they are going to qualify for the Champions League. I think they needed just a point or a victory now, and that's all.
Okay, they needed a point, just a victory. Let's just run over the table. Let's just look at the table and see what that victory means for Chelsea and the loss for Tottenham. Arsenal stay at the top with 80 points, 57 goal difference. Man City, 79 points. Second, Liverpool is third, 75 points. Aston Villa fourth with 67 points. And for Tottenham Hotspur, after that loss, they remain fifth position with 60 points. And for Aston Villa, if they win, if they win their next game, they will have 70 points, and that will be all and over for Tottenham Hotspur, who will no longer just have a chance of making it to the Champions League. Manchester United is on the 6th position with 54 points. Newcastle United 7, 53, and Chelsea have moved to 8th position with 51 points. And after 34 games, West Ham United is 9 with 49 points, and we have Bournemouth 10th with 48 points. Let's go to the flip side of the table quickly, and let's just look at the team at the bottom of the English Premier League table, where Sheffield United is there with 16 points. Burnley is on the 19th position, 24 points. And Luton Town is on the 18th position with 25 points. All right, let's leave the English Premier League and go straight to the big one that happened, the second tier of European competition last night. The history makers continue. 47 games unbeaten run. They are still having that. And if they win their next 3 games, They will create history, they will make their own record, and they will set the pace. 50 games unbeaten will just be, maybe they will just tag it to their name. It was last Europa League games for semi-final games last night, and also the Europa Conference League. For AS Roma, they suffered in Rome in the hands of Bayer Leverkusen. Reed and Andrich getting those 2 goals for Bayer Leverkusen in that game. And for Marseille and Atlanta, it was 1-1. Isaac, Xabi Alonso and his foot soldiers continued their history-making season. 47 games unbeaten run as it stands right now. And they went to Rome. They got the 2 goals in the first leg of the Europa League semi-final.
I think apart from winning the German Bundesliga already, they also want to win the Europa League. And there's this spirit in them that they will not lose a game. Because if you look at how scrappy it has been in the German Bundesliga for them, especially after they won the league, there are games that they will have lost, but they came back, I think, on 3 or 2 occasions to have equalized or win that particular game on the dot of the time. So there is something going well for this team and its character and its spirit. And no wonder Xabi Alonso is not, in haste to leave these boys to either Bayern Munich, Liverpool, or Real Madrid, as the case may be. He knows that these guys are ready to play for him and they are in good mood. So why leave? So for Bayer Leverkusen, although I didn't even see this result coming, because I know Roma has been on a high since Mourinho left and Totti took over. I thought probably it would be a more tighter game, but this appears not to be a tight game at all. And Bayer Leverkusen has taken charge of this semi-final, and already I think they have 1 leg in the finals. And for Atalanta, Olympic Marseille, they still have all to play for in Italy next week.
Yes, they still have all to play for in Italy next week for De Rossi. He came up against another ex-player, a legend of the game, that is Xabi Alonso. And for Xabi Alonso, the experience has to count against De Rossi, who's now in charge of AS Roma. All right, let's go over to the Conference League, the 3rd-tier European competition. For Aston Villa, Isaac, it was not the kind of result after Unai Emery has actually changed the fortunes of Arsenal. They were hammered by Olympiacos at Villa Park 4-2 on the 9th. And it's going to be a big one when they go to Greece next week, because I don't know how they are going to surmount that result when they go to Greece next week against Olympiacos Piraeus. 4-2 it ended, and Fiorentina against Club Brugge. We also have a Nigerian who plays in Club Brugge. It was 3-2 at the end of the night. So for Club Brugge, they still have all to play for in Belgium. But for Aston Villa, do you think they can upturn this result? Quickly, Isaac Omidiji.
Well, it's going to be a tough one. It's a mountain for them to climb for the because they've gotten the bragging rights here. It's very difficult for Aston Villa to come back and get anything. Go there, they will try, they will score goals, but I think it will be funny to see Olympiacos collapsing to Aston Villa in the second leg. And for Fiorentina and Club Brugge, everything is still there to play for. Club Brugge will be without Rafael Edika, who played for them yesterday, but was so next match he will not be available for Club Brugge.
Yes, in the next match will not be available for Club. Let's quickly run over this story. Let's go straight to where the games will dunk off tomorrow, 4th May, in Senegal and across all other centers that have been designated for the 2024 Basketball League Africa. We have our own River Supers who are already in Senegal for this competition, and they will be coming up against AS Douanes, runners-up of last season's competition. Now, Divine Eke, a player that River Super just recruited, is in success with River Super in this competition. And let's not forget that the last team that represented Nigeria was Kwara Falcons, where they lost out from their own conference. And this time around, River Super is in the Sahara Conference alongside AS Douanes of Senegal and APR of Rwanda. All right, let's take this transfer story. It concerns another Nigerian great player, Super Eagles player. They've just got promoted back to the EPL after 1 season in the championship. That is Kelechi Iheanacho, who Aston Villa now has entered into the race of Kelechi Iheanacho. This season in the championship, he played 22 games, 5 goals and 1 assist. Isaac, quickly, let's look at Kelechi Iheanacho going to Aston Villa. If I'm to advise Kelechi Iheanacho from my own end, I think Kelechi Iheanacho should go to Aston Villa, because that team definitely will play in the Champions League this season.
And will he be playing as part of the players for Aston Villa? That is the question. Even at Leicester, it's finding it difficult to play. So I think he should make his choices right and think about the national team as well. If he's to remain at Leicester and fight for a shirt, good, and not to go to Aston Villa, that will be very difficult for him to get a shirt. Is Oli Watkins leaving? Is McGinn leaving? These are the questions we should ask.
Yes, whether Ole Watkins and McGinn are they leaving, where is now left for Aston Villa to see, because they need to recruit. If they are to play in the Champions League, definitely they need players. They need players to back up each position. The Champions League is a big one, and it is the 9th of champions. And Aston Villa want to be a champion. They should prove it by the kind of players they sign. All right, Isaac, thanks for joining me on the show this morning. It's been a wonderful one having you on the show, Isaac. And definitely, we will be leaving you with those highlights, most especially that game, Bayer Leverkusen against Roman in the Champions League. Let's just serve all those goals again, and the rich and risk getting those goals for Bayer Leverkusen. That is it on the program. I am Emmanuel Fashimi. Say thanks for watching.